Yes.
Victoria, thank you very much for making time to share your insights into the future of leadership. But
Thank you too. Mhm.
before we start with leadership, before we go into leadership, can you please share with us a little bit about your own journey and where did you grow up?
Okay. Um, well, I grew up in Accra, Greater Accra. I mean, the city of Ghana, right in the center of Accra, and I grew up with a single mother because my dad wasn't around. I enjoyed being with my mother, but it got to a particular point in time. I had to help my mother to pay my school fees. So what we did was that my mother started this packaging, water packaging, which was made locally by hand. We put it in a plastic rubber, and then we just sell it. So I helped my mother do that. I was selling both on the streets in my community as young as 5 years.
Right.
So every time I go out, I sell the water and people feel refreshed by it. From there, I started going to, I helped my mother to pay the school fees. Little by little, I went to the senior high school and then continued to my tertiary education. And now I'm here.
And what were your sources of inspiration? Can you tell us?
Uh,
Yeah.
yes, I think for me, it has to do with how my mother was relating to people. I felt it was very beautiful. How she was, her own was just open up and to help people. So I got my inspiration from there, that I feel like my life is to impact the youth, to impact people. So from what I'm doing, my own is to change lives, to make sure that whatever you are drinking, the water you are drinking, is purified, to save your life, to open up to you, and for you to come to me and say, do this for me. So that's why I get my inspiration from, to save lives
And can you tell us,
and to help.
Victoria, yes, can you tell us what is your vision for 2018?
My vision for 2018 is to educate the on underprivileged youth in my society, to give them skill, to build them up so that they can also have something they can do instead of the normal trend, which is well, my parents didn't get money for me to continue school, so I will stay home and play. I will stay home and then do a different, the normal trade, which is sewing. I'm learning how to do African fabric and all those. But mine is to drift their attention on those normal things, to bring them to my field and to give them skill and to also help their society or wherever they are coming from.
And and I believe, Victoria, you are operating globally.
I'm operating.
You're operating globally. I believe you have been to many countries. In fact, you gave a keynote presentation recently in Germany, I believe.
Yes, 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 I do.
And can you tell us what is it that you shared in Germany?
Okay. I was privileged to head a workshop at the Zeppelin University, Friedrichshafen, and I believe that my presentation was different because of how I went about it. I brought people back to the basics, which is before or wherever you're coming from and you came on earth, you were here or you are here for a purpose and you have a passion in you, which is to create something and to help your fellow human being. So whatever or wherever your field is, you can actually help and impact somebody else's life. That is where I came from. And I believe that they loved where I was coming from and they loved it.
So, Victoria, would you say there was a turning point in your career?
Yes, there was a turning point in my career. At a particular point in time, I didn't know what to do to myself, or I didn't know what to do as a career woman. Although I did communication studies at the tertiary university, but then I changed it to water because I felt like that is my passion for children, for families. And I believe that Africa, when it comes to Africa, I mean, the myth about Africa, Africa is corrupt and all that. I actually busted most of the myth when I went to
Yeah.
Germany, you know, to
Okay.
head the workshop. Yeah.
So, what is your wish and dream for Africa?
I believe that we can actually handle our own business. I believe this is our time. We shouldn't wait for 10 years or 5 years. Whatever we are doing now, we can actually touch on ground. We can actually touch base. No matter what you are doing, how small you are, how little you are, you can actually improve your community. And by improving your community, it will affect your nation. And we can handle our own issues by ourselves.
Now, Victoria, let's talk about leadership. And
Okay.
can you tell us what does the future of leadership mean to you?
We, as a youth, I'm not that old, I'm only 34.
Okay.
As
Yeah.
a youth, I believe that um, social media, our life, you know, we are now copying the Western world. Africans, we are now copying the West, and we are leaving what our parents and grandparents taught us, which is integrity.
Right.
Integrity when it comes to life, when it comes to business. And if we go back to it, and as a leader, and you do your things in a way that people talk about you in a very good, because I believe that good name is better than riches, and we should not, it looks like we are running away from that. The focus is now on only riches, which is, to me, is very bad. Let's create the good name for ourselves, and Africa will sell, the youth will sell, leadership will sell if you have the good name.
And
that's
Victor,
that's yeah.
yeah, what would you say have you learned from your own journey that you consider most important for building future leaders?
Listen, that's the word. I need you to listen.
Yeah.
We assume we come up with our own thinking, but then let's try to listen to the person who is talking to you. Try to listen. Out of it, you will come up with something. And humbleness. We need to be humble. You know, as a leader, you try to listen to your people, whoever you are working for, whoever they are working for you. Try to listen to them, and you will know that wisdom is not only in your head or is coming from your brain, but you can actually tap other people's wisdom, and you can grow out of it.
And when you speak to aspiring leaders, what is it you tell them they should focus on for building their career?
Passion. I tell them to focus on their passion. Recently, I went to talk to about over 200 students. They are in the senior high school. I think you call it college, and you realize that they don't have passion anymore. What they do is they listen to what their parents tell them. These students are from the age of 15 to 18 years, and I was asking, what is your passion? How do you feel when you do something? What makes you happy? So out of your passion, I believe that you can impart your fellow friend or the community as well. So passion, I always hammer on passion. It's very, very important to me. Let your passion drive whatever you are doing now.
Now, Victoria, as a future leader yourself, what would you say
Mhm,
are the critical success factors that
mhm.
we need to enable for the leadership of the future?
Okay. I'm looking at you having a vision. Some of these are some of the factors. You having a vision. Let your passion drive your vision. Be committed to your passion. Work hard and be very, very innovative, and integrity. You have to also be open and be very humble and listen. Then be very creative too. You know, combine all these things together, and then you become a successful leadership. It will drive you, and people will hear of you.
And
You don't have to sell, they'll come to you.
right, and what would you say are the disablers? What are the characteristics of the future leader that we need to guard against?
You'll be tempted. You'll be tempted at a particular point in time. You'll be tempted to do things not your way. I believe if you are principled and you know that, okay, I fight for integrity, I fight for positiveness, that's it. You go the right way.
And now, Victoria, as a future leader yourself, you are a great inspiration to many
Thank
aspiring
you.
leaders. And
Yes.
can you maybe tell us a success story of or two where you inspired somebody and that person took your advice to heart and went on to achieve great things?
Yes. Um, Recently, I will just mention maybe one or two. Recently, my company gathered some youth in the society. I mean, they couldn't continue their education, so they were forced to work to help their families. So when I came up with training them on water treatment and borehole to support their community, I mean, they've passed and now they are very knowledgeable, and the messages they send to me, how happy they are, how and the blessings. I mean, I feel like that's my purpose. That's my purpose on earth, and also to provide potable water for community and homes, knowing that they are not going to drink that dirty water, knowing that they are not going to drink that dirty river. And it's just amazing. I mean, these are some of my success stories. And the youth, speaking to the youth, and them, it's like you are directing them and they feel happy about it. Directing them in some things they didn't know. You open up to them and you tell them that this is the real world. This is what you, if you want to do, this is what you face. You have to stand on your feet, and they feel very motivated. And I feel like this is why I'm here.
Thank you. And tell us
Thank you.
when you speak to the youth, who are the role
Mhm.
models of leadership that you recommend them they should study and learn from?
Can you come again with your question?
When you speak to the youth,
Mm-hmm.
who are the role models of leadership that
Mm-hmm.
you recommend they should study and learn from?
This is going to be like a cliche, but then
Right?
I always talk about Oprah.
Okay, great.
I always talk about Oprah. I mean, she's gone through a lot in life, growing up, her abuse and all that, but she still stood on her 2 feet and then said, "Hey," and look at her. She's helping a lot of girls. She's helping a lot of youth, you know. And I also recommend myself, if you don't mind.
Of course.
A young girl growing up on, selling on the streets, and
Yeah.
now I'm here in front of you. I didn't give up. I believe that I was born for greater purpose, and I believe that every human being is also born for greater purpose. So that's it.
Okay, that's very beautiful. Now,
Thank you.
Victoria, tell us how can our listeners connect with you?
Oh, okay. On LinkedIn, you can connect to me via Victoria Quaye.
Right,
On Instagram, you can connect to me via Naashika Vic. My name, that is Naashika, and then you add the Vic.
right.
Vic. And then on Facebook is Victoria Naashika Quaye. My company's page is NaaviQ Company Limited on Facebook.
Right.
And then on Twitter, you can connect to me. You can connect to me, La Naashika,
Okay.
LA Naashika, yes.
Okay.
And
So
you
you
can also check my website out, which is www.naaviqcompany.ltd, which is limited.com.
so you're active on all the social media channels.
Yes, yes, I am.
And tell me which channel is the best for our listeners to follow your thought leadership?
Um, I believe when you follow me on Instagram,
Okay.
when you follow me on Facebook, both my company and the personal one, and also on LinkedIn.
Right. And now, last but not least, Victoria,
Yes.
is there one thing you would ask future leaders to really take to heart and implement in their own leadership?
Yes. If I should say anything, I think if you can give us the opportunity to tell or to say the hardship of our beginning, the hardship, you want to hear the hardship aspect, so that anybody who is listening to this will know that he or she is not alone, but somebody has gone through it before and the person is here now.
So we are not alone, and we can lean on others. We can seek support.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Well,
Thank you,
Victoria,
Doctor.
thank you so much for giving us your insights, and thank you so much for inspiring us and inspiring so many entrepreneurs across the country and across the continent. And thank you for helping us to build the future and the better future. And obviously, water is a key component, a key resource for building that better future. So I want to wish you all the best, and
Thank you.
I want to wish you a very happy and healthy and successful 2018.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
All the best, Victoria. Bye-bye.
Thank you.